Hello, I'm Richard Vong, and I'm the lead director and lead editor for the student film Dance Floor. Dance Floor is a film that is similar to Groundhog Day. The main character Billy goes about a normal school day and how he goes around and bullies others and is ungrateful to those that love him and support him. The conflict of the story was Billy realizing that he dies every time he bullies or is ungrateful to those, and the way that Billy copes or deals with his situation or his weird curse is that he has the help of a teacher named Asmodeus, and they figure out what Billy should do and what can he do to solve this weird thing that is happening to him. And so he goes on this adventure to uh, make right his wrongdoings, such as being kind to his sister that he badmouths and is ungrateful towards, and he becomes more amicable and just fixes all his mistakes that he's done in that one school day, and it really just changes his behavior and his morals and everything around him. The direction of this film that I aimed for was to inspire viewers to be grateful and loving to those around them or to those who are family members and friends. Specifically, during these times of war and pandemic, I realized that a lot of people are missing the essence of emotion and love. So this film was to help create this feeling of longing and being kind to others, and knowing that everything you do has an impact on others as well. I wrote the majority of the script and I edited it with the feeling that it conveyed enough emotions and it gave enough directions for the actors, me particularly, on how to act out that a normal student or an adolescent would feel and act towards their parents and fellow students. The casting was done by my friend Jesus and Barrett, and they did a good job as they casted one particular teacher who was very passionate and very good at acting. We casted another friend to be the best friend of Billy, which was an excellent choice. But the thing was that he had a very tough schedule, so it was very hard to film these scenes revolving around him in a timely manner. As the main character of this film, I had the pleasure of being hateful and wrong towards other students and the other actors because it's not normally something that I would do or get to do. And so it was very eye-opening of how someone would act and how normal it was to see. So I hope this film helped others to see what their actions are like and how they would look like to other people in a perspective set to be the viewer. The whole duration of this film took around 4 to 6 months, and how we, for the first semester of our school, we did researching and we came up with the script, and then on the second semester we planned it out with a storyboard and acted it out, and then we had to do editing. The whole process of making this film was very nice, and there were no problems until after we finished making all of the scenes or recording all the scenes. We realized that the formatting of all the files were different. When we switched camera people who were supposed to take home the data, for some reason the data got reformatted and we lost 2/3 of our film, and so we had to problem solve by refilming some scenes. But one thing we didn't know was that the camera recorded scenes over other recorded data. So it was like data was being recorded over data and erasing it entirely. So as we were recording, we didn't really keep any of the data. And that's when everything changed. This comes to our solution to the problem that we were facing. And the problem was that we didn't really understand everything, so we just kept filming everything to finish so we can get this whole project done. Because we were all burnt out over the course of 5 to 6 months, and we just wanted to finish this project, and we were so close. Just we needed one last process of editing. Well, the problem was, since we lost footage, we came to a solution to recover the files by extracting them from the SD card that we thought was corrupted and that we were gonna re-record footage from. But the problem was that one of the main metadata, or like the details of the camera, was that since it was reformatted, it kept it in the variable frame rate instead of the constant frame rate that we needed, or that is good for editing software or for editing video files, to be precise. So the problem was that all of a sudden the film data that we had, or all the film files that we had, looked very nice and specific and everything that we always wanted to be like. But the problem was that when we put it in the software to edit, the frame rate was actually very choppy and it was like uneditable, if that makes sense. At this time, we had a month left in the process of submitting our film, and at this point in time, it was difficult to schedule plans for teachers and actors because during this time of the last few months, it was finals and AP testing, and me personally and the teachers, they didn't really have time. So we came up with a different solution from extracting, because that was impossible to do. We just came up with the solution to reformat everything that we ever done and just make a documentary. The idea of the documentary dawned on me after a week of thinking what we could do to fix this whole mess that we had. So I remembered that our film studies teacher, Mr. Hansen, actually told us that a long time ago, a group of students actually failed making their movie as well. And so they came up with the idea of making a documentary to salvage everything that was possible and basically make a documentary of the failing of their film. And for us, that was the only solution that we had. It's actually pretty sad that we came to this plan and idea and solution and everything like this, because we had really good ideas and good scenes. Like we had one where I filmed with my sister and we spoke in my native language. We were going to do translations, make it really wholesome, and just straight up just how realistic this whole film was going to be. And it's such a letdown that it just came out like this, because we had the mishap of transferring files from one computer to another and reformatting everything, and the camera just messing up after reformatting. So it's really unfortunate, and I really want to come back to this project later on. To be honest, I'm actually more sad and just more angered with myself for failing everyone around me and their expectations, like the actors, my sister, my group mates, because really we came up with this really good idea, and it's just so sad and unfortunate that it all just came like this, and that we have nothing to show for it except something that we have to salvage what we came up with. And it's just so tragic. All in all, I hope this documentary serves to be a record of what we did and what we had in mind and what we wished for. And in actuality, I just want to say that this was really a fun course in class, and I learned a lot, and I had fun with these new classmates and friends that I made along the way. So I hope this comes to serve as a purpose of showing what could have been and what we have made for this semester. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening.